Happy National Pokemon, all you crazy Pokemon fanatics out there, nerds. So today is National Pokemon Day. Why it is not a worldwide holiday, I have no idea. But let's go ahead and get into today's video. I thought it would be fun to get my Squirtle Squad onesie on, and also just talk a little bit about eBay and some of my favorite Pokemon cards that I have, and go over a little bit of how much money they are going for on eBay, or maybe how much money you can get. Now there's so many different factors to take into account when you are pricing out trading cards, so I am going to stick with strictly eBay comps and go over some different price ranges on how much they are selling for. If you do resell, you can definitely find these, pick these up, and get an idea of how much you can expect to get selling them on eBay. Or if you just collect, you can get an idea on maybe how to go about your collection, or if you're sending in to get graded or anything like that. Let's get started. So I do really love the Japanese cards, especially some of the more vintage or older style Japanese cards. Now, unfortunately, the Japanese cards do not tend to sell for as much as the English version. That's just kind of how it is. I think a lot of it has to do with the Japanese cards do not mess up as much, so most of their cards come out really, really good condition, versus the English version, a lot of these cards come out cut wrong, off-centered, the corners are more square than rounded. So when you get a really good English card, it is more valuable because it's also more rare. So the first card I'm talking about is a Pichu. This is a Neo Genesis Japanese Pichu. I love the holographic in this card. Very pretty. And it's a fun play on a baby Pokemon. So this card right here, as is the value, is $25 to $30. Now, I do want to compare a little bit with the English version on some of these, because if you find an English first edition Pichu, this same card but English, and it will have a first edition symbol right over here off to the side, then you are looking for about $105 to $140 value. So $25 versus $140, definitely a big difference. So when people ask all the time, how do you know how much cards are worth? What's the difference? Well, there's the difference of what language is it in? Is it first edition? Is it not? We'll get into some shadowless different differentiations. We'll also get into the difference of condition, where you send it in to be graded. You have PSA, you have Beckett, you have CGC. So all of these things matter. And then when you sell a card as is, the condition of it matters as well. The way you take the photographs, the way you do the listing. So a lot of different variables. Going in with another Japanese card. This is Misty's Favor. This card is from Miracle Twin Set. Now, some Misty cards do very well. Definitely fan favorite. These cards have been given the nickname of waifu, which is going to be more of a animated wife potential character. So any female cards are nicknamed waifu, which are more sought after. Everybody loves to collect. So this is something that's great for male and female, because female like them because they're cute and girly. Male like them because they're waifu material. So this card here is ranged from $50 to $60. Now, just to throw it out there, we're not talking about TCG Player, but TCG Player does have an average market of about $75 value for that card. So that is also one thing. Even though we are talking about how much you can get on eBay, always know that it's good to price different areas, because you can get more value from certain other areas depending on what selling sites there are out there. I just want to throw that just little, kind of keep it in your mind that it is going for about $15 to $20 more on a different platform. So eBay is not necessarily always the best, just depends. So again, I am not going with your traditional base set English Charizard. I'm going with the Japanese Charizard. Look at that. Look at that holo. Really nice, beautiful, beautiful card. So this Japanese version on eBay ranges as is, condition not graded from anywhere, is going to bring about $250 to $275. Now on this one, I really did want to throw out some variables. If I were to send this card in to be graded, let's say I send it into PSA and I got a 9, so I got a mint 9 condition back from PSA, that would up this value from $900 to $1,000. So huge jump. So I know that, okay, I could spend $100, $200 sending this card in if I really am confident that it will get a 9 or better from PSA, because my value increases from a minimum to $250 to about a minimum of $900. So big value difference there. Now, if I got a PSA 10, which that would be exciting. This would be exceptional. If you could get a PSA 10 on this one, that would increase my value to about $5,000. $5,000 for one card. So somebody wants to sell this card as is, not mess with anything, boom, you get $250, not bad. Now, if you want to spend a little extra money, spend a little extra time and send this in to be graded and hope that you can get a 9 or a 10, then your profit can increase from $1,000 to $5,000. So huge difference there. Definitely something to consider, especially when you look at the card and you yourself think, this card looks flawless. If you think it looks flawless, then it may actually be a good candidate for a 9 or a 10. If you see it and you see the corners are a little rough, the edge is a little rough, there's some whitening on the back, the centering's really off. Now, if the centering is off a little bit, you can still get a 9. Even if there's a tiny bit of pack whitening, what I mean is like on the corners, maybe just a little bit where it bounces around in the pack. Sometimes PSA will still grade these vintage cards pretty lenient, so you can still get a 9. But if the card has pretty good surface scratching, if it has a lot of whitening, a lot of edge on the side, if it is extremely off-centered, your chances of a 9 or a 10 decrease dramatically. So then you want to kind of figure for a 7 or 8, how much money can you get? Is it still worth it to send it in and be graded, and so forth. Now, I do want to compare this difference because we got to talk a little bit about the English version. If you had an English first edition shadowless Charizard, this is a first edition card and it is shadowless, meaning right here on the side, you see where this shadow is on the border. So it makes the card look like it's protruding a little bit. If this was gone, if there was no shadow and it looked just like this, then that is considered a shadowless card. That card ranges from $6,000 to $8,500 in a PSA 10. PSA 10. So we were at $5,000 for just this regular version, right? $5,000 for this if it came back PSA 10. But if you had the English version and it was a shadowless and it was first edition, then at that point you're looking at potentially up to $8,500. So another big increase. Again, that's where all these small little factors, all these variables do make a difference. All right, let's get into some English cards. Rayquaza. Look at this beautiful holographic card. This is Call of Legends. So right now, as is, this card would be valued about $200 to $250 if I sold it like this. If it came back a PSA 9, we're looking at about $500 to $700. If it came back a PSA 10, I couldn't find comps on a PSA 10. So if I got this PSA 10, I would really have some good control over the market for it. So at minimum, I would say $1,000 at minimum. But realistically, if nobody else has sold any in a PSA 10 by that time, I would probably price this card up like $3,500, which may seem drastically high. But when you compare percentages differences for such rarities, some collectors will pay whatever it takes to get a PSA 10 in a card, to have this extremely rare graded PSA 10. So, of course, it depends on the timing, when I would list it and things like that, but $3,500 if I had this card right now, there was none other listed, none that had sold in a PSA 10, that's what I would list it at, $3,500. Have best offers open, and then just gauge the market, gauge the crowd, the interest, and see what kind of offers that I receive, and go from there. Let's bring out a little e-reader action. Kabutops. This is a reverse hollow Kabutops. This one is Sky Ridge. There is your symbol right there. This is a Sky Ridge card. This is another set that they did not mass produce. Again, Pokemon just wasn't super hot. It wasn't booming, so they didn't make a whole lot of them. So these cards, when they're reverse hollow or holographic, are definitely valuable regardless so much of the Pokemon. Now, of course, some Pokemon are going to bring way more than others. Now, this one I do want to just kind of compare the differences between a reverse holo and holographic. So this is a reverse holo, meaning the holo is not on the artwork itself, it's on the rest of the card. A holo would be the artwork is holo and not the rest of the card. So this one right now, if I were to send this in and get it graded at a 9 or 10, regardless of Beckett or PSA, it kind of ranges from about $400. If I had this in a holographic and it came back a 9 or 10, I'm looking at $1,000 plus. So that tells you alone, same grade, same condition, same card, it's just the difference of the holographic that can bring you quite a difference in value. All right, let's compare two Charizards at once, making sure those are in focus for you guys and not picking up glare. These are from two different sets, but you see the artwork is the same. One is a rainbow and one is a shiny Charizard. This one here is from a Shining Fates set. So the Shining Fates set, the pulls were better. This is a little bit easier to pull than the Champion's Path. Champion's Path was a very, very hard set to pull good cards. So to get good hits, especially a rainbow hit like this, is a lot harder. They have a lot less good cards. So this card is valued more, mostly because of that. Plus, it's a rainbow, right? That's cool. But this card is going to be valued on $250, whereas the Shining Fates Shiny Charizard is going to be about $175. So I like comparing these two because that gives you the difference of it's the same artwork, just the different colors, different sets. The sets do matter. If a set comes out and it's garbage, straight garbage, but there's one chase card and that chase card happens to be a Charizard, the value on that Charizard is going to increase just because nobody wants to buy this set because they do not want to open it. It makes them sick to their stomach. It makes them angry. The rest of the cards are junk. So they'll look for just that card to buy as is. And they know they're not spending money on purchasing other packs or booster boxes or elite trainer boxes or anything like that. So they will pay a little bit extra to buy just the single card that they want from that set. All right, that is all I have for you guys. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. Hopefully I blew your mind and didn't just scramble your brain with a lot of chaotic information. I was hoping to bring that to you all with a lot of information, but not too overwhelming. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you are a Squirtle Squad member or who your favorite Pokemon is below, and I will see you all next time. Bye!